What up, what up, what up? This is Mike, the philosopher, here with another one, y'all. This one is for the Ultimatum, okay? A Netflix series. And look, I'm only gonna do 2 videos on this and run down my findings on the Ultimatum. All right. Now, first, I'm gonna just do the rankings in this video, and I'm gonna do talk about the couples in the next video. How I rank them doesn't necessarily reflect how I see their relationships going. Just a fair warning, but without further ado, let's go in. At number 5 is Roxanne. All right. Roxanne is what I would consider a sort of a wannabe. I wouldn't even say she wants to be an alpha female, but Roxanne, she doesn't look bad. First of all of the women on this show look pretty good. I have to say that. So largely this is based on their personalities. You know, Roxanne is not a bad looking woman. I mean, she got some thick eyebrows, but other than that, she's not a bad looking woman. She's a very exotic looking woman. I don't know if she's Native American or if she's what her nationality is. I think I seen her father. Her father didn't look very I guess you could say ethnic. He looked pretty pretty basic, but Roxanne is just a woman who is so focused on her career, and I really don't really think this woman respects her man. Maybe if she found a guy, but the problem is if she finds a guy of that caliber, he's not going to like how she moves. And this is the bit of the conundrum that she's in, and she is going to have to wiggle herself out of this. You know, I just think that she is way too focused on career, and I think she is just not ready for marriage. Okay, I'll just leave it at that with Roxanne. Now I'm a stagger them. So I'm gonna do the men and the women and the men. Okay. So at number 5 for the men is Alex. Okay. This guy, in my opinion, is pretty much the the definition of a narcissist. Okay. He's a narcissistic guy. You know, he makes a lot of money and things like that. And he's just a guy who can't really see past himself much. He tries to wiggle in society. I think he does a little lying. I think he does a little, he's a little self-indulged. This is another person that I don't necessarily think is husband material, because I just don't think that it would be coming from a good place. He walked into this not wanting to get married, and all of a sudden he proposes. But I have to say, I seen a reunion. I'm still not buying it with this guy. I'd like to see what happened when the lights go off. I mean, I think they did the reunion like a year later, but I still felt like it was off of TV, really, to be honest. So that's what I feel about Alex. Okay, so at number 4 with the women is Raya. All right, look, Raya is I was surprised that she accepted the proposal from her man Trey, because I just think that she didn't really seem to really like this guy or care for this guy. I think she really did want to be in this experiment to find a new man. That's what I think. She kind of, you know, she was kind of pushing up on Brian a little bit. She was trying to see what James was talking about. She was trying to find a way out. I think she was doing this solely to find somebody new. And I don't really think that she is really rocking with Trey that much. I'm not really buying it with Raya. I think she's a cutie. I think she's a very small woman, very small chick, nice lips. I'd like to see her without the hairpiece though, the hair hat, and see how she looks. She probably will end up looking pretty basic. She still do in a way, but she's still a nice looking chick. Don't get it wrong. I do like her build. I do like her. She looks very feminine. I do like that. She got a lot going for her in the looks. It's just that I think as far as her being ready to be a wife, I'm not sold on that all the way. And I don't know, man. I think Trey deserved better than that, to be honest, because she just seems like her mind is somewhere else. Or I'll put it this way. I think Riot comes from a toxic environment and she is looking for more toxicity. I don't think Trey gives her enough toxicity. I think he's not that type of guy, but I think that's just how she's built, you know. So, Raya is, she has some more work to do, has some more growing to do, you know, and that's why I have her at number 4 for the women. At number 4 for the men is Brian. All right. Now, Brian, look, he got a woman, but this guy is really, for whatever reason, he won't commit. And I'm not saying I don't understand because of the woman he's dealing with, but you gotta be at a point, man, where you like, look, all right, you might as well say it's cheaper to keep her at this point, because now you got a baby now. So now what is the hole up? You know what I mean? It's just, the guy seems a little bit, I don't want to say indecisive, because he kind of clearly made a decision, but I just feel like he's just not, he doesn't seem to have a plan, and that's probably why I think he's not prepared to be a husband, because he doesn't seem to have a plan. If he does have a plan, he didn't really let that verbally be known that well. I mean, like, what is your plan? What is your, like, okay, do you have like a set time? A year from now we'll get married. Like, they've been together for a year. The baby is here already, and you still don't really have a set date, or you still, what are you gonna do? Like, I think he's trying to live in this comfort zone of having this girl, having this baby, and not having to get married. And I don't even think he makes as much money as her. I think she makes more money. So I mean, I kind of understand, but at the same time, it's like, what are you waiting for exactly? I mean, you already have the commitment, it looks like. So if you have the commitment of being with her and being with your son, what is the problem? What is the problem at this point? I don't know, but I think that he is the type of guy who is just comes off a little indecisive. You'll always be be wondering what's going on in his mind, and so there you have it with Brian at number 4 as well. Number 3 for the ladies is his girl, Lisa. Okay. Now, Lisa came off to me very insecure. She came off to me very dramatic. She came off to me very disrespectful. But it turned out that she was pregnant. She was emotional. And she loved her man. All right. So, you know, I was going to put her lower on the list, but once I understood the magnitude of what was going on and she understood the magnitude, you know, I kind of let it go. Like, she mushed him in the face and everything. And, that was very disrespectful. Don't mush men in the face, ladies. Don't do that. How would you like for a man to mush you in the face? Now it don't sound so good, okay? Don't mush men in the face like that. That's very disrespectful. She lost a lot of cool points with me for doing that to Brian. And part of me was like, I don't blame you for not marrying this chick, for real. But I have to give her more props than Brian because, and that's why she's in the 3 spot. I have to give her a little bit more props because she knows what she wants. She's more ready to get married than he is, and she was hormonal. So I had to kind of give her a couple passes. I think at the end of the day, all she wants is her family. All she wants is her man, her son. She is in love with this dude. You know what I mean? And it couldn't have been easy to watch him get all googly eye with Raya. It couldn't have been easy for her to watch this happen when what she didn't know at the time was a seed growing in her stomach. Okay. So I gave her a couple concessions, a couple passes because I understood it wasn't easy. She was having this baby, didn't even know it. Found out she was pregnant. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I thought she was lying at first until I seen a reunion. And sure enough, they got a baby. Now, some might say, okay, when exactly did this pregnancy happen? Did it happen before or after? Or, because sometimes women be lying. They'll lie and then they'll say, let's just have all kind of, sex. And then they get pregnant afterwards. Okay, but I'm not going to trip on the timing of it or anything like that. But I just think that she was, I'll take her for a word. She was pregnant. So it made sense for them to get off the show. They have bigger and better things to focus on. And that includes the marriage. If that, if she's pregnant, then go handle that. But I think she will probably make a better wife because I see how she looks in this guy's eyes. She got hard eyes every time she's looking at Brian. So it's hard to say that. Well, I just put it this way. That's why I think she is more ready to be a wife than he is. And that's why she's ranked higher than he is, So that's my logic behind putting, Lisa at number 3. At number 3 for the men is James. All right. Now, James is an interesting guy. He seemed to be a little introverted. He seemed to be a little, seem to have a pretty low EQ. Don't seem to have good understanding of his emotions. Don't seem to have a good understanding of his girl emotions. And he was kind of moving like that. I don't think he's a bad guy, though. I don't think he's a bad guy. Just like Lisa, I don't think they're bad. I think he just didn't know how to express things, and he was going to let his girl slip between his fingers. Apparently he's a bit of a freak, though. That came out in a reunion, and Brian is just a guy who probably can't be the emotional leader of the relationship. Ryan is going to have to do that and be the emotional leader. He might be a leader financially, but he don't have a good control over his emotions or have a high EQ. May have a high IQ, but not a high EQ. You can't have both. So that's something he's going to have to work on. And, again, he's still a good guy, still like to have fun, but he's a bit of a loner. I think they said he was an only child too. So he probably got that only child syndrome. He's probably used to being by himself. He's not used to being around other people. He living in a house with other people now. He got to get used to that. It's just a whole bunch of psychological things going on with him, but his intentions are good. I think he's a good guy. I think he's he wants to try and better, but I think he needs a woman like Ryan to really try and sort of psychologically heal him so that he can get more in tune with how he emotionally feels. Maybe he needs to go see a doctor or a psychiatrist or a psychologist or something, because I feel like he's dealing with some other stuff that is not being talked about. But yeah, so James at number 3 for the men. At number 2 for the women is Kat. All right. I think Kat is a good woman. I think she does want to get married. And I think, she's decent looking. I just think that there is a term, okay? It's called supply. And this is the thing. If Alex is a narcissist, then Kat is his supply, okay? And what that means is that a narcissist has to feed on something. He has to feed on a host, or he or she has to feed on a host. And the host is the supply. It gives the narcissist what they need to keep going. Well, this is why they kind of make I wouldn't say a good couple, but this is why they are coupled, is because she is a nourishing supply for a narcissist. Okay, a narcissist can do his thing. Now, what may end up happening is, she may recognize this a little later on, and she may realize that she is supply for a narcissist. My take is she don't know it yet. I mean, Alex has shown all kind of signs of narcissism. I'm not gonna diagnose him with that, but I'm gonna say, from my point of view, I see signs of that. And I also see signs of Kat being a supply for a narcissist, which is why they are together. This is why when Alex was with Roxanne, they butted heads. Why? Because here's the thing, narcissists, they love each other energy. They love each other energy. Let me give you an example. Donald Trump, Kanye West, okay? They love each other energy, but the problem is when it's a woman and a man and they get in a relationship, they bump heads, okay? And the reason they bump heads is because nobody's the supply, nobody's the host, okay? A stomach worm or whatever has to have a host to feed off of, okay? And neither one of them wants to be the host to feed off of. They don't want to be the supply. So it becomes it's not feeding them. This is why they starved out real fast, because neither one of them, they can't feed off of each other in that way. Am I calling Roxanne a narcissist? I would say she has a bit of it too. And this is why they both got along. Okay. Her and Alex. But Kat is a healthy supply of, she's a healthy supply for Alex to feed off of. Kind woman. She kind of puts up with his crap. I think the reason for that is because he's doing well financially, not a bad looking guy. So you can, and if you're Kat and I don't know what she has as a career. I think maybe she want to be a housewife or something like that. You're going to kind of put up with stuff from a guy who you feel has a lot to offer you. So you're going to be a healthy supply. You're going to take a lot of his stuff. That's what Kat is. But she's a good woman, okay? And she is ready to marry. I believe she is the one who did the whole ultimatum thing. Like, look, we got to do this, and I don't blame her for doing that. So proud of her for sticking up for herself. But that's why I have her, Kat, as number 2. Number 2 for the men is Antonio. All right. I think Antonio is a good guy, man. He just happened to be, he is supply for Roxanne. Okay. He is supply for Roxanne. Good guy, probably a little too good. And here's the thing. This is going to be odd, but Antonio and Kat would never make a good couple. Even though they're both ranked number 2, it would never make a good couple. Why? Because there's no narcissist in the situation. There's no one to feed. Believe it or not, the supplier needs someone to be feeding off of them. Okay. And Antonio, he is I don't want to say a bit of a punching bag for Roxanne, but sort of, kind of. He's trying to please this woman in any kind of way he can. He got a car wash. He started owning a car wash, and he's trying to make this money. He's trying to turn into the man that he think that she would like. Now he become an owner of a car wash and she still don't want to put her ring on. I mean, that's like super disrespectful. What else this guy got to do to please you and jump through hoops? Like, he's supply. He's supply for a narcissist. Okay. I am going to say that I think Roxanne is a narcissist also. Her and Alex. That's why they connected initially, but they can't feed off of each other. So it makes sense as to why they have 2 suppliers, and that is Antonio and Kat. Antonio is a good guy. He's trying his best. He's a bit of a pushover. I mean, she says some disrespectful stuff. She won't even put his ring on, and he's just, oh well, it's typical Roxanne. I don't, they're the type of people, And it's funny because Antonio and Kat, they won't be pushed around by nobody else. But they'll be pushed around by their parasites, their narcissists, okay? Roxanne can push around Antonio all she wants, but Antonio ain't no punk, okay? When it came to him confronting Alex, he wasn't no punk about it. And when it came to Kat talking to, I think it was Ryan or whoever, she wasn't no punk about it. They don't put up with that stuff from anybody else, but their spouse can run all over them. I think they're good people, though. That's why I got them in the number 2 spot. But they need to seek some help as far as being a supplier to a narcissist. You know, can it work? It probably can. But you're going to have to deal with the fact of your role in this. You're a supplier, and you're going to have to supply that narcissist for the rest of your life. That what you want to sign up to? You want to be a host for a parasite? Because that's what you're going to have to be. Again, I think Antonio is a good guy, though. I think Kat is a good woman, but they need to realize what they are, and that's the part that I don't think that they get yet. Okay. At number 1, obviously for the women, is Ryan. Ryan, she's a beautiful chick. Okay, I give her that. I don't know how she's gonna age, but she's a nice looking chick. Very nice. Okay, very. She holds her ground. I don't think she's supply or anything for James or anything like that, because James is not a narcissist. I just think she is a woman who realized her biological clock, and she's ready to start a family, have some kids. She deserves that, and she's trying to do it young while she still got her beauty. I don't know how, like I said, I don't know how she's going to age, but now is the time to establish this family. You know what I mean? And I think that she is well within her rights, sweet spirit, everything like that. And I don't really have a whole lot of bad things to say about Ryan. I mean, she tried to slide and trade DMs. I found that to be a little interesting. But I just think that she needed the friendship of somebody else, because it can't be that easy to deal with James, because he has a low EQ. He just does, and that can be draining after a while. You need somebody with a high EQ to kind of make you feel good about your own EQ. You know, you feel a little more equally yoked with somebody with a higher EQ. So I guess I can't say I blame her too much for trying to slide and trade DMs, but at the same time, you know, I don't think she meant anything by it, and she thought better of it because she didn't think it would be respectful to the other spouses, so she didn't do it. But I think she's a great woman. She's going to make a great wife. Have great kids. I guess they get it in a whole lot, so ain't no problems with that. Shout out to Ryan. She's the number 1 chick on the Ultimatum. And that leaves for the guy, Trey. Trey is a guy who is, he's ready for a family. He's the one who set the ultimatum for Raya. And I just think that he has all the good intentions in the world. He's trying to be a stand-up dude, a nice guy. He paying all of the bills, okay? And ain't that what a woman wants? Like, you get to stay home while your man go out and slay the dragon, and you get to stay home, be a stay-at-home wife. It's nowadays it seems like no matter what you do, you can't please people, man. It's just ridiculous. Um, he came to the place with a woman who I didn't think was really that much in love with him. But you know, who knows? You know, so I don't know. It's just it's real. It's crazy, but Trey is a good guy, and I can see how him and Ryan click because they both have high EQs. So if they both have high EQs, they're gonna be equally yoked and kind of, you know, be because they're on the same frequency. So, you know, it is what it is. A part of me wonders if Ryan was. I will say she was serious about how she felt about Trey. And you know, I think Trey was serious about how I think the feelings were there for them too, but you know, it's hard to start another relationship when you came with somebody you already love. So, you know, he did the right thing actually. He didn't try to pursue it anymore, and he was right. If he would have tried something of that nature, it would have set them back for, you know, I mean, it was hard for her, it was hard for Raya to even get over the fact that he had feelings for Ryan. So he didn't want to do any more damage with her fragileness. It's funny because when it comes to him connecting with somebody, she's super fragile, but she don't have no problem trying to connect with Brian or with James or anybody. It's just it's kind of blah. I don't like it. Trey is a good guy. He deserves a woman who actually is willing to be a good wife to him. You know, and that's how I feel about that. In the next video, I am going to explain whether or not their relationships are going to last and why. Don't go by the rankings because that is not an indicator. Okay. All that being said, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you. I got love for everybody who's still supporting me in these times. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about a lot of this stuff. Am I off on something? Am I right on something? Did y'all see it? Did y'all get another take on that? Let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.